Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, July 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're somebody that uses technical analysis and charts within your decision-making process, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of charts and how it can be used to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. And then real quick on that note, if you are new to all this, or maybe you just want to get better and you're enjoying what you see and what you hear as I go through the video here, then just keep in mind that I am offering a free live class on Thursday, July 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're interested in what you're hearing, you want to learn more, you want to get better at it, or whatever the situation, then if you're watching on YouTube, just down in the description box, you can click a link to get subscribed. Or if you're at claytrader.com, then somewhere around the video area on the screen there'll be an area that you can click to get signed up. So just keep that in the back of your mind, like I said, as I go through each of the stocks. First one here, ticker symbol AMC, of course, and a pretty wild ride today. Made a huge move, got all the way up to this higher area on the chart, right around there. And then you can see from there, ultimately has pulled back. So there is some perspective that goes into this, meaning if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, and you bought, right up around here and your plan was, I'm going to buy and sell within 5 minutes, well then, yeah, from that angle, the chart looks really, really bad. But if you care about the big picture of things, then overall, everything is still fine. And the level that I'm not even going to call this a do or die level, but the level that in my mind matters quite a bit is going to be right here at 38.75. And why does that level matter? And I'm not saying at all that this is what's going to happen, but just for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down to 38.75 and then break down below it, what do you have all of a sudden? Well, at that point, you have the price all of a sudden right back into this range where it was trapped for a couple of days before finally getting the nice breakout right there. So again, I'm not saying that's going to happen, and I'm not saying even if it does occur that implies everything's destroyed. I'm just saying that from the most ideal, what's going to make the chart look the most healthiest moving forward, certainly staying above 38.75 for those reasons is going to be, what's going to get that accomplished. As far as areas of resistance, this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous videos, but talked about that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. And wouldn't you know it, sure, the price did temporarily get above it a couple of times, but the price was never able to stay up above it. So that'll be the initial area of resistance moving forward, right now valued right around $44. And then, of course, you have the overarching trend line up there, but one hurdle at a time. So let's just first see if the price can get some breaks above that 200 period moving average, but then more importantly, actually stay up above it. Next one here, ticker symbol CEMI, and overall a monster day, especially when you factor in the volume. Absolutely gigantic volume. And an interesting setup here because with the pullback here, that has now eliminated all worries of, oh, great, am I chasing the price? Am I just getting way too high? Is it, is FOMO going to get me fear of missing out? Which did get a couple people. I mean, you got to stop and think. People are buying there, and those people right now not really having a good day. I mean, could it recover? Absolutely, which is why this is still on the radar, because if this is just a healthy pullback, well, then you have a very nice setup here because, again, there is no more FOMO. There is no more chasing the price. So from just strictly a pattern perspective, the level that I'd watch very closely now moving into, the next couple of days is going to be that area right there. And then from the trend side of things, let's map out there. And let me change that to green to represent more of a bullish dynamic. And then just to make this more visually appealing in terms of the pattern, I'll draw this part down here, what would be known as a pull portion. So what we have here is a bull flag. So bull flag pattern does not mean that for sure guaranteed the price is going to go back up, if only trading were that easy. But from a technical point of view, would it be shocking to see the price consolidate out and then maybe make another move up and get a breakout? No, I don't think that would shock anybody. But again, that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to happen. But is it a logical thought process to have? Yeah, absolutely. So big move up, and then volume has dropped off quite a bit during the consolidation area here, which is what you want to see. So all in all, nice bull pull, or excuse me, nice bull pull flag has formed here. Not just a question of which way does it ultimately want to go. Let's see what happens on Thursday. Next one here, ticker symbol NURO. Absolutely monster mover today. Fantastic winner for the community. I didn't play it very well, but I know a lot of members did. And now it's just really a question of, is the party over? And with this late day pullback here, it very well may be. However, this one is just a crazy, crazy animal. So maybe this is just a fake out. Maybe the price just acting like it wants to be done, and then it's just going to snap back upwards. Now, to be fair, maybe it is done. Maybe this is the beginning of the end, and this thing's going to drift back into oblivion. That's certainly possible. But like I said, that could just be a little kind of head fake before it starts to work its way back upwards. Maybe try to sucker in some shorts here before, making another move back upwards. But the level that stands out to me in terms of, the best area to play any sort of, breakout back to the upside would be right there at the $30 mark. You can see a couple instances right there. The price got around that area. So in my mind, that doesn't guarantee anything if the price breaks through it. But if the price can turn itself around and then finally get the push up through there, that could very well be a level that, shorts are going to have their stop losses at and have to just wave the white flag and say, yeah, I got tricked. I got fooled. This whole movement here was not real. Now all of a sudden it's going back up. And, I got to put my stop loss somewhere. So that's an area up to keep an eye on. As far as levels of support are concerned, if this pullback does continue, next key interesting area going to be right there around 1750. And then after 1750, down the right around that gap close location of the $12 mark. So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, that's really the big idea right now. Is this just a kind of a fake out move to bring in shorts, or is this the beginning of the end? We'll see what happens with it. But these various price levels are going to help us answer those questions. Next one here, ticker symbol SOS, and this will sound very familiar from AMC, but we have a very well-known area of resistance here that's once again shown up, and that is the 200 period moving average. Again, that pink line there. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Time and time again, the price tried to get above that level, couldn't quite do it. So yeah, without doubt, that main battleground, that main area of resistance is the 200 period moving average, currently valued at $2.83. As far as areas of support are concerned, so if anybody interested in potentially playing the pullback here, first area that's pretty interesting from a pullback point, right down there around $2.68, and then next level after that, down there right around the $2.60 mark. So, that's really what it's all about. Is it's very bullish still. Just because it's pulled back doesn't mean that everything's, destroyed or anything. But, again, as far as FOMO, no, that's already been taken care of. The price is pulled back. Not just a question of, okay, is this a healthy pullback? Is this going to be the start of something much bigger? That remains to be seen. But by using these price levels, that's going to help make those answers, like I said previously, very straightforward to answer. Next one here, ticker symbol MMAT. And this is really just a question of, all right, is this the start of something bigger? Because there's no doubt about it. Very impressive movement today. Very impressive volume. But you got to always be careful because, I don't know, maybe this is just a one-day wonder. Maybe there's not any sort of genuine power behind this move. So how do you answer that question, whether or not there's genuine power? Let's just simply see if the price can start to make signs of progress. And in this situation, $3.50 being, quote-unquote, the sign of progress. And again, for explanation's sake, not saying this will occur, but if the price came down to $3.50, behaved in that manner, and then continued on down, what would you have at that point? You would have the price literally, right back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that explode and then go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of true power. However, on the flip side, no price can go straight up, so maybe the price comes down here. Difference being behaves in that manner. Well, now all of a sudden, what do you have? Well, in this situation, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have lows there, and if you envision those as stair steps, well, there you go. Now you have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. So to me, $3.50 going to be a very important level. Or who knows, maybe this thing just skyrockets upwards, and that would be another sign that, oh yeah, there is some genuine power because now the price is exploding upwards. So with the next key overarching level of resistance being right up there around 440. But yeah, no doubt about it today. Very nice move. Not just a question of can the price continue to build upon this momentum. Let's see. Next one here, ticker symbol XELA. And I thought it was game over for this one, but then all of a sudden today happened and there's some nice little dynamics here going on. Still work to be done, but the main work to be done and the level that I think everybody and their brother's uncle is going to be watching is right there at $3.20. That really does seem to be the main general area of resistance. So if this, like I said, to give credit where credit's due, from where the price was on Wednesday to where it's at right now, or excuse me, on Tuesday to where it's at right now, good solid bounce. Is there true power behind the bounce? Well, let's see how the price behaves if it can get up to $3.20. And another way to kind of measure just the strength of the bounce, if you will, is just to get this general trend line in play. And again, I'll change that to green to represent more of a bullish dynamic. So if the price goes down there and then just crashes down through that trend line, at that point, it's rational to say, yeah, it's looking like that bounce has kind of ran out of strength, ran out of gas. But as of now, it is bouncing. It's setting up very nicely. Just doing some, basically did consolidating almost late morning through the rest of the day. So now it's just a question of, okay, is this consolidation going to lead to a breakout? Let's see what happens with it. But no doubt about it, some very well-defined areas. And whenever you have well-defined areas within a chart, that's just going to make things a lot simpler. And when things are simpler, that just means a lot more people are watching. And when more people are watching, hey, that can lead to some very dynamic movements. Next one here, ticker symbol ENZC, down in the world of penny stocks. And this one is pretty straightforward. I don't think I need to spend too much time on it because really in my mind, it's all a question of this area right there at 21.5 cents. That seems to be the main level that sticks out like a sore thumb now. You can see the price rejected there. Price got rejected right there. And then once again today, price temporarily got above it. Didn't last very long, but once again got rejected. So like I said, everybody and their brother's uncle, as far as breakout players are concerned in penny stocks, are going to be watching this level, and rightfully so, saying, hey, first off, if the price gets up there, that would be step one, of course. But then, can the price break through? And if it does, Well, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, but you're going to have people saying, hey, it's broken through the level. Hey, I'm a breakout player. It's time to buy. And that in and of itself could create quite a bit of upwards buying pressure. So keep an eye on 2150. That's really the main idea there. As far as supports are concerned, you have the pink line down there. Again, the 200 period moving average valued right around 18.5 cents. But like I said, in my mind, the main dynamic, the key level that matters most and the level that most people are going to be watching is that 21.5 cent resistance. Next one here, ticker symbol SNDL, did this in Tuesday's top 10 and talked about, and once again, there's a theme here that's starting to develop, but we have the good old 200 period moving average, that pink line there, which has once again acted as resistance a whole multitude of times today. Now, it's not resistance in the sense of the price can't even get above it. Again, the price got above it several times, but when it comes to staying up above it, that's become the very tricky part, and the current value of that 200 period moving average right there at 87 cents. So you're going to want to keep a close eye on that. Again, not to see if the price can necessarily break above it, but much more importantly, actually stay up above it. And then as far as supports are concerned, great to see that the purple line here, the 50 period moving average, has now all of a sudden, because for the longest time, it had this downwards angle to it. But after today, has now got an upward slope to it. So keep an eye on that. And that's basically going to be a trend line that draws itself for you. So in other words, as the quote-unquote trend line draws itself in the upwards direction, as long as the price stays above that trend line, that does imply that this current bounce is still healthy because it's putting in higher lows, and that's what matters most. But yeah, once again, like a couple of the other stocks here, all eyes on that 200 period moving average. Next one here, ticker symbol MRIN, a very popular one a couple weeks ago, and this one can move big, and it started to move big, but again, just super interesting. Maybe I'm getting totally suckered in. Maybe this shouldn't be on the top 10 list because, to be fair, yeah, maybe this was just a quick pop and now the price is just going to drift right back to where it was. And that's very possible. In fact, if someone were to argue, I think that's more likely than not. I don't think I would disagree with that. However, there is a flip side of that coin, and maybe, just maybe, and let me offer more context if you're not familiar with MRIN, but who knows, maybe something like this is about to start. Maybe not in that, as massive of an amount, but even if it does a quarter of that, an eighth of that, that would still be a super impressive move. And like I said, the volume came pouring back in, and yes, the price did ultimately start to pull back, but it's not like the price totally crashed back downwards. So like I said, that's the big question mark for me is this just a one-day pop? Is this just a one-day wonder? Or maybe is there going to be some substance behind it? And, to help kind of answer that, let's just get a trend line in place and let's see if the price can, at minimum, stay above this uptrending trend line. But if the price comes down there and just, crashes down through it at that point, it's like, okay, well, it's looking like this was basically just a one-day almost little pump and dump before the price goes back downwards. But if this thing does want to start moving again, as it's shown us in the past, it can move, and it can move pretty big. So at least worth keeping an eye on. Next one here, ticker symbol WISH. Again, another one of these popular ones from several weeks ago, but it's showing some signs of life, and you got to give full credit where credit's due. Very impressive bounce over the past few days. To think that just back on the 19th, it was all the way down there, but now it's worked its way back up to that area. Like I said, give credit where credit's due. The bulls have shown up. There's still a lot more work to be done, but this is also now where the main battleground here really comes into play, and which is pretty straightforward, right there at $10.35. Going through the history of things, you can see that there is quite a bit of a track record of this area, just being very stubborn. However, like I said, that sticks out quite a bit. So there's going to be a lot of breakout players watching that. So that'll be the main breakout point. If the price can break through there, then the next level you'd want to immediately turn your attention to is that pink line, which hopefully you understand now why it would be important to watch that level, given that this pink line on other charts has shown up quite a bit. But also you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. First, the price needs to prove itself by being able to get above that initial resistance. And then, yeah, you can turn your focus to that 200 period moving average. But all in all, nice grind, nice little bounce. Not just a question of can this bounce, can this grind continue? Well, if it's going to, then that's where the next key breakout point at 1035 comes into play. So let's see if this bounce can continue or not. And then just real quickly, again, a friendly reminder that if you did enjoy what you heard, and if you're interested now in learning more about charts, how they should be used, the philosophy behind them, why they're not perfect, but why they do work, then you're going to get that and a whole lot more within this class. So go ahead and get signed up. It is, like I said, there's Thursday, July 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So just keep in mind the Eastern part. But yeah, get signed up. It is live, and it'll be a good time, and we'll all do a lot of talking and learning together, and hopefully iron sharpens iron. So if you're interested, then yeah, definitely get signed up. I just want to personally invite you to do that. And then as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, very quickly, if you do enjoy this format, if you would like me to continue to do these types of videos, then please help me out and communicate that with two simple things. Hit the like button, leave a basic comment, even if it's just thanks, thumbs up emoji. But those two things, like button, basic comment, go a long way in communicating to me that it's worth my time to put these videos together. As long as I know it's worth my time, then I'll continue to do this format. But like I said, I just want to manage my time wisely and make sure that I'm not totally wasting my time doing this. So hit the like button, simple comment below. And then again, if you're interested in learning more about charts, how to use them to build consistency, then get signed up for the class. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. And hopefully we all do well tomorrow, including you.